Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Auto Insider. This week, we're doing the 2021 Jeep Wrangler off-road experience. Well, semi-off-road. We found this loose gravel lot here. There's a lot of hills, a lot of bumps, a lot of ups and downs. Let's see what this Rubicon does in a way that you might use it in your everyday life. Now, for those of you who are real off-roaders, leave your comments, laugh, pick on me. I know I don't do it all right, but we're gonna have a lot of fun in it and see why so many people are hell-bent on owning a Jeep Wrangler. Now, anytime I've ever heard anyone talking about a Jeep Wrangler, I don't know that I've ever heard the topic of fuel economy coming up in the conversation. But it is a plug-in hybrid, so it can get you some upfront parking at some of your favorite places. I brought many all-wheel drive vehicles to this course before. They didn't fare so well. They all got over it, but it was always white knuckle grips getting over these hills through this loose gravel. Well, let's see. Wrangler's supposed to be the top of the food chain when it comes to off-roading. Let's see how it does.
Well, it's obvious from the beginning that I totally underestimated the off-road capability of this Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe. I don't know why I would. It's still a Jeep. And it's obvious, loose gravel or not, the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon is totally unfazed by any slippage here in this little gravel pit. But when I started out, as I said, not very familiar with off-roading, so I only had the transmission set in 4 high. So some of those hills were a bit of a challenge. So I did what anyone else would do when I didn't know what to do. I went to my friend YouTube to figure out how to get the most out of this Rubicon 4xe. Shift this over into neutral. When you do, then you pull this down into 4 low. When that happens, you get the indication here that it's in 4 low. Then when I put it back in drive, then I'm ready to try to tackle the hill. And voila, the Rubicon separated itself from all other all-wheel drive vehicles I had ever driven. And yes, I was even impressed with this electrified version. It comes with the turbocharged inline 4-cylinder that makes 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. And according to Jeep, that also makes this the fastest Jeep Wrangler on the road at the time of this video, with a 0 to 60 time in around 6 seconds. Well, that is until the 392 Jeep comes out in 2022. So, if you're looking to have the fastest Wrangler, for now, you'll have to opt for the Rubicon or the Sahara, as they're the only two that come in the plug-in hybrid option for now. And in case you're wondering, everyone will know that you're driving the 4xe. Jeep has added all blue badging and blue tow hooks in case they missed the badges. And while being innovative and technologically advanced, Jeep also made this a pretty fun family vehicle. You have multiple USB charging ports here in the second row and the USB-C fast chargers. Right below the second row seats, you have your battery for your hybrid technology. Here, out of the way so it doesn't get damaged when you take the family on an off-road adventure. Also, if you plan on using your Rubicon like an SUV, like many people do, there's decent space back here and the back seats fold down to allow for extra cargo. The Alpine stereo system is fantastic, so whether the roof is on or off, you get to enjoy all your favorite tunes and you don't miss any of the highs and the lows. The Rubicon interior, of course, has more blue stitching, just another indication that you're driving a hybrid vehicle. Like the rest of the Jeeps, you do get your kit here to take your doors off, which we never did, and many of you may not take your doors off either. The Tester that we had came with the custom preferred package, which has the cold weather group that gets you heated front seats, heated steering wheel, remote start. We also have multiple USB charging ports, power window with power up and down for your driver's window. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Also, for the hybrid edition, you have multiple drive modes: hybrid, electric, and e-save, which allows you to store energy while you're driving, and that power comes from your regenerative braking system. And our tester also came with the $995 optional safety group, which gives you park sense, rear park assist system, the advanced safety group with automatic high beam headlights, full speed forward collision warning, adaptive cruise control with stop, and advanced brake assist. And standing on this Rubicon Unlimited, you have the 8.4-inch stereo with the touchscreen, also the Uconnect nav system, and XM radio with a 5-year subscription, along with 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot in case you're working off-road in your Jeep Wrangler. Well, I'm sure by now many of you have to be wondering about the fuel economy. Well, we averaged 16.3 miles per gallon. In all fairness to Jeep though, we never once plugged in the Jeep Wrangler to get its charge from the plug-in hybrid capability. It's just too much trouble pulling out that case, unraveling that cord, parking close enough to a building so that I can get a charge, just so I can get maybe 25 miles to the charge. And when you only have a 120 volt charger in your house, it takes forever to charge it up. Jeep says it takes about 2.5 hours if you have a 240 volt charger in your home. And if you find one of those fast chargers out in your neighborhood, it'll charge a lot quicker than that. But to get 25 miles on an electric charge, I don't know if it's worth it for me to install a 240 volt charger in my home. But there is that $7,500 possible tax credit I can get from the federal government for driving this plug-in hybrid.
Well, that's all the time we have this week for this 2021 Jeep Wrangler. And for more of what's new, what's hot, and what's not, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, then download the SoundCloud app, and you can hear all of our reviews in their entirety. And as far as whether or not this Rubicon is hot or not, I think you can tell. This one's hot, even in a hybrid. Well, until next week, I'm Daryl Killian for the Auto Insider.